Hello, good evening, and welcome to PolyArmoury. It used to be Stone Monkey Radios, but now it's Curiosity Epidemic as well. Hello, we have all new people for Season 2.
Hooray!
Woo! Yay, woo! Let us start with Nick. Tell us who you are and who you're playing.
I am Nick. Not much else to that. And I will be playing D. Laska, a changeling cleric.
Ooh. Tell us a bit about D.
D is motivated mostly by one thing, money. They are a non-binary changeling who's definitely self-interested and not really hesitant to take advantage of people around them, but also kind of fallen in with the gang and developed a little bit of a soft spot for them.
Hurrah! James, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm James. I'm playing Skitata the Warlock. He was a half-elf warrior who got possessed by an archfey.
Becky, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Becky. I'm going to be playing as Dusty the Barbarian. I've been practicing my voice for months on end, and I can almost shift it down an entire note now.
Wow, impressive.
Hooray.
Tell us a bit about your dusty friend.
He's a dust paragenasi. A genasi is similar to a tiefling in that they've been touched by a different plane, except instead of catching demon, like the tieflings did, genasi caught an elemental plane.
Yeah.
And
They're genies, right?
Well, they could be genies or it could be elementals, for example. So, if a human and a fire elemental had a kid somehow, that'd be a fire genasi.
yeah, or they can just be caused by elemental chaos. And a paragenasi is from a paraplane, which is an overlap of two different ones. So, in Dusty's case, air and earth.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shiny. We can hear another voice, a mysterious voice.
Oh,
A
me?
voice that we've not heard for a while.
It-
Who are you?
It's not been that long. I was on a one-shot recently that I DM'd.
I more meant PolyArmoury.
PolyArmoury. I'm Laura Kate Dale. I'm in a bunch of places on the internet. Laura K Buzz is where I'm usually at. And I'm going to be playing Brilmara Ironthaw, who is a character from the original series of PolyArmoury. What is there to say about Brilmara? Brilmara was born in the depths of the earth as a grey dwarf, or a Duragar. Bit of a reckless magic user from a young age. It wasn't really interested in what other people were interested in. Just wanted to get more powerful. Power for power's sake is amazing. Felt like some control in her life, because being powerful is great. Initially, got her powers from a great old one that feasted on nightmares.
Dendar.
Yeah, Dendar.
Friend of the show, Dendar.
Friend of the show, Dendar. Serpent that feasts on nightmares and was like, hey, I'll worship you and your nightmare snake for some powers. And then, oops, took some drugs once and stopped having nightmares and now the snake is angry.
The snake is very angry.
Snake is very angry that Brilmara stopped having nightmares.
And you have been charged with dealing with the drug issue.
Yes. So I have to deal with that to get back in the good graces of my snake god. But for now, I have a different kind of magic. Do we want to talk about my kind of magic I have?
Tell us about the power of...
I'm a dab wizard. I got dab magic. I do dabs and magic comes out of my fingers.
It's true.
Because I am trash.
Wonderful trash.
So yeah, Brilmara was part of the original PolyArmoury, going around with a group of people trying to do various things we were tasked with doing, and they will be introduced to this story at some point.
Yeah, you will find out what happened to everyone in between.
Yeah.
But for now, our PolyArmoury Requisition Patrol of D. Skitata and Dusty have been charged to go and pick up a very special sword from Balroth the Unsettling.
This is... should I say what this is?
You've been charged with looking for the thin pointy sword.
Of Ewemore?
Of Ewemore. So, you have... The three of you, because we'll get to Brilmara in a bit. The three of you find yourself in a fairly sizable dungeon. You've been to places like this before. You picked up important, valuable weapons. Your job before the PolyArmoury, which is a large chain store dealing in traps and all sorts of weapons. You are charged with picking up sort of famous old weapons, like Modratar, the banhammer from Season 1. You have found your way into the dungeon. You're loaded up with a good amount of cash to pay for it. You have a hash stone to verify its authenticity. But having got into the main throne room chamber of Balroth, you are greeted by a slightly uncomfortable sight, because there appear to be two people handing over some cash for the sword you need. What do you want to do?
What do the people look like?
There is a lizard folk and a Durigar.
Mhm.
Balroth is sitting on this quite ornate wooden throne. It's clearly been carved, taken an inordinate amount of time. It looks quite menacing, but maybe a bit too menacing, like someone's trying too hard. And there's also marks that look like a good amount of blood has been spilled over this at some point.
What have we been told about this deal? Were we told that he's agreed to sell it to us?
Yep, you were told that Balroth was agreeing to sell this sword. The PolyArmoury expressed an interest in it and sent you off to pick it up.
And what do we know about Balroth?
He is a hobgoblin who basically got to where he is by beating the crap out of anyone smaller than him, until he rose through the ranks and then stabbed his former employer in his throne.
Well, this is unsettling.
Just for, my actual sanity, these two people who are handing over money for the sword aren't with us.
No.
So they're rivals who have
Some sort of rival, yes.
pre-bid us.
They've certainly got there before you and seem to be about to take ownership of that sword, what you want.
Does anyone want to jump in with diplomacy before I start swinging my dick about?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, what brings you here? How did you get past my guard, even? What do you want?
Pretty sure that we want the same thing as your other friends here.
Oh, I see. You're here about the sword, are you?
We are.
Oh, well, it seems these other fine folk have come to claim it before you.
That doesn't sound like our deal. I thought we had a deal.
I understand that you wanted to purchase it. It seems that you didn't quite make it here in time, and another interested party has stepped forward.
Okay. How much did they pay you?
The asking price of 3,000 gold.
Okay. And that's how much we have?
Yes, you were told to bring 3,000.
Okay.
You've got that plus whatever your own personal supplies are.
Okay.
Is this someone that sells things to us often, or is this a one-off?
Yes, it's a one-off. It's a one-off sword.
I meant, is it likely that they'll ever want to deal with us again? Or we'll want to deal with them again?
I think that would probably very much depend on how this encounter goes. They're not known to the business. They're not like a trusted supplier or anything.
Okay. Well, I just feel like you should know that we've definitely heard about you. And we know that you'll probably come into things like this in the future. And so this can really go one of a couple ways. You can take their money, but we're going to take that sword. My friends here are definitely going to take that sword.
Oh, that sounds just fine. Yes. Please continue.
And the lizard folk looks around at you and it's like, we got here first. It's our sword now.
I'm sure it is. Or you can change your mind. You can deal with us, and I'm sure that we'll have lots more money coming your way in the future.
We won't change our mind. We were the first in line.
Oh, I'm not talking to you. You don't matter.
This is an insult. I will not stand this to pass.
Do they look like they're being at all aggressive towards Dee?
Yup, they're gonna pull out a heavy club and brandish it.
Okay. Dusty's gonna sort of step in front of Dee, but not to start things, just to sort of meat shield, take his warhammer out, lean it over his shoulder. You really don't want to do that. Dee, honey?
Mm-hmm.
You alright?
Oh, perfectly fine. Thank you. But I think they're going to need some help soon.
Anything you ask.
So what's your stance at the moment? You moving to attack, or...?
I'm reminding them that they're not about to start bullying anyone around here, and quite happy to paste their brains everywhere. It hasn't actually been checked over with the hash stone yet, so
Nope.
that's kind of on my mind.
Okay.
Skitata he's got his hand in his component pouch, sort of, I suppose in a fantasy version of having like your hand over your gun holster.
You flicked your coat back, and you're just sort of twitching fingers over
Your hands in a
bag.
pocket full of spices. So you can be careful, I'll throw the cinnamon.
Oh, but you'd love that. You could sprinkle you with cinnamon, and then you could be a seasoned Laura.
Oh, heck.
The camera's sort of just behind Skitata, sort of about hip height, and it flicks behind the lizard folk, who's just sort of like shifting like the hold he's got on his club. and Balroth just looks really rather pleased.
Nick, since you're the talking one, do you
Mhm.
have any more talking you want to do before I start doing things that might prompt a fight?
How far away are they?
They're within about 12 feet.
12 feet. Oh, that's a lot closer than I thought they were. Dee is just going to place a hand on Dusty's back and just kind of walk towards the lizard folk, closing some distance in an intimidating fashion.
The Duragar's gonna start. Imagine it's a baseball bat, but it's not. It's a war pick, and they're just sort of like weighing it in their hand
Mm-hmm.
and looking about, ready to start some shit. If you guys are gonna start some shit,
Skitata has followed closely, but without really understanding, has tried to remain in cover when there isn't any. So it looks like he's just sort of dancing about and doing rolls.
is he doing
and
like
things.
combat rolls across the
Yeah.
floor? Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome.
Fight, 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 fight.
Okay. Are you going to be taking their money?
The money has already changed hands.
Okay. Well, then I think we're going to have to go with the first one.
Babe.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love to do whatever you want,
Mm-hmm.
let's just check we actually want it first. Have you got that ash stone?
Yes. I suppose I should do that. Dee will...
I'm curious, are these people just going to let you hashstone check the sword that they've purchased?
Well, out of character, my theory is that I'm assuming that they'll know what it is and that it's to check that the item's legit, but also, Dee's quite slippery.
Mm-hmm.
What if we had a thing where we tried to convince them it was a dud?
Already on the same page. Perfect. Yeah, Dee will pull the hash stone and just kind of flourish it. I'm sure you smart folk know what this is.
It's one of those verification systems, isn't it? You know, most people can just use an identify item spell.
Yeah, most people do. I like this. You checked it already.
The Duragar sort of just rumbles at you.
I'm going to take that as a no. Don't you want to see if your unsettling friend is being honest with you?
Now listen here, you. In my own throne room you would come to the realm of Balroth the Unsettling
Mm-hmm.
and question my integrity.
Yes.
I'm offended. The deal's already done anyway. Gentlemen, you're welcome to leave whenever.
And the Duragar and the lizard folk gather themselves. The sword, the thin pointy sword, is being popped on, sort of into a backpack,
Mm-hmm.
and they're ready to head out.
All right. You're free to go, and we'll wait around and buy the real sword from him. Dusty, do you want to go and find somewhere to wait?
Anything you want, love.
Balroth is gonna just. He's looking a bit annoyed, to say the least.
Mhm.
No, my integrity has been questioned. By all means, why don't you let them make their points? If anything, it will give you peace of mind, good sirs.
Do they look like they're going to listen?
Yeah, I mean, I think roll perception. Yeah, they look like they want to do business here again. They think they've done quite a good deal, perhaps. So yeah, they're going to come back and offer the sword up.
Okay.
But no tricks.
Never.
Can I roll an insight to see if what he actually wants is just a fight for something to cheer on and throw popcorn at?
With Balroth?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
17.
Okay, you notice just by the side of his throne, sort of tucked between one of the sort of leg bits, there does appear to be a small box of popcorn.
Wow.
And an umbrella. You know, for chunks.
Yeah, Dusty's gonna make eyes at the popcorn, smile, let him know that he knows what he's after, and just look patiently enthusiastic for this.
Okay. How big is the hash stone?
It's about 5 inches long.
Uh-huh.
Sort of slightly green.
And how does it, set off to verify authenticity?
You just hold it sort of as near as possible to the item, or even touching the item. Doesn't quite have to touch, but within a few inches. And it will sort of glow and vibrate when it is correct.
Okay. D is going to try and sleight of hand the hash stone so that it seems like they're holding it to the sword, and then when they do the reveal, we'll show a non-flashy stone.
Ah. I have a question. The hash stone, is it stone?
It's probably more accurately a crystal.
I have a cantrip for this.
Right.
Mould earth. Can affect.
That works on crystal, does it?
It affects dirt or stone. If you want it to include gemstones, it can cause shapes
You
or
don't.
colours. I could cover the colour up with the original colour. It could be fun. I could give him an assist. No assist.
No assist.
I think Dusty would probably have to know what I'm doing.
As I've told you before about Earth, it's sticking to, soil.
Soil. Okay.
It literally says stone. Fine. Fine.
You can have, stone, but I'm not letting you have crystal formations.
Okay.
So just click that. Oh, damn.
That's not going to be enough. It clearly vibrates and glows. And everyone can see it.
Exactly as I said. Now, hopefully we can clear this all up.
The others are going to start packing up again, and the Durigar... Does anyone speak Undercommon?
I do.
You do. Okay, the Durigar sort of rumbles.
Uh-huh.
Does he rumble in Undercommon?
Bloody children. Think they could do proper adult business and they've never been so insulted.
He's assuming that none of you speak on Undercommon.
You said what?
He's going to turn and square up. Again, he's just sort of hefting the pickaxe. You're a dust genasi, right?
That is correct.
Do you resemble soil or earth at normal times, or do you look sort of humanoid, fleshy?
I basically look like if a human had been in a stone mine all day. Sort of
grubby.
Grubby, dusty, constantly shedding dirt and muck.
Okay.
Oh, like Pigpen.
Did anyone get the reference?
Oh, no.
It's a reference to Peanuts. We don't really get that.
Oh, no.
I know Peanuts.
I really only know Peanuts because all of my mum's second cousins are named after Peanuts characters. He's gonna square up to you. How common are dirt genasi in this?
Very
in
rare.
this area? Very rare.
All genasi are very rare.
All genasi are very rare. Fair enough. I think he's gonna just assume that you are a person with dirt on them rather than a person made of dirt.
Clean yourself up, boy.
He's gonna look at D. Can I? Please, can I?
Oh, all right. You've been good.
Thank you, Mistress. And Dusty is going to take a swing square for his skull.
Roll initiative, everybody.
Hooray!
I like rolling initiative. It means I get to hit things with my big hitting thing.
Let's find the button.
Yeah, let me find the button. I don't know where the button is. I got 12.
I got 2.
I got 9.
Wait, did I botch?
Yeah, you botched on initiative.
Impressive.
Too many combat rolls.
Doesn't realise the fight started, just still doing rolls.
Hey, what?
Rolling in circles.
And having to pick up all the things that scattered out of that open
Yeah.
component bag. Okay, so we have an initiative order.
Oh, and I get to go first.
You do get to go first, because you swung first, so which means you get 2 goes. Because I'm going to give you a surprise.
I'm going to make a one-handed swing with my Warhammer.
That is a hit.
4 damage. And then I'm going to use, on my first actual turn, my bonus action to fly into a rage, which is a class feature of the Barbarian. While raging, as long as I aren't wearing any heavy armour, I have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and whenever I make a strength attack, I get a +2, and any damage I take from bludgeoning, piercing or slashing is halved. But I can't cast spells.
Well, heck.
So I'm going to swing that Warhammer again.
That's a miss.
Okay, but I am very angry.
You are very, very angry. It's at this point you all notice that the large statue or large suit of armour that had been next to the throne rumbles into life. Blue eyes glow under the helmet, and you're very aware suddenly that there is a big angry thing coming at you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
To be clear, is that with the Duragar or the lizard, or was it already here?
Well, I mean, you didn't see the Duragar and the lizard coming, so you don't know who it's with,
Fair enough.
but it's coming for you. Oh lord, it coming. 24. That was a
Well, would you believe that does hit me?
8 damage.
What kind of damage is it?
Bludgeoning.
4 damage.
It's gonna roll, and it's gonna strike again with its other fist. 23.
That also hits.
7 damage. So 3. Right, who is up next? Nick.
Hooray! So there are 3 entities that are attacking us.
Actively attacking.
Okay. D will cast command on the lizard folk. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I will say to grovel.
13. Does that beat your wisdom spell save?
Yes, it does. Damn.
The lizard spits at your feet, unimpressed utterly by your attempt to drive it into the dust.
It works so well on Dusty.
Ooh.
We can practice later, love.
So that's a 9 swinging at, again, at Dusty.
That does not hit.
No.
I have unarmoured defence, which means by the power of just being
Grayskull?
really angry, I don't take damage as easily.
Ooh.
I'd like to imagine that the pick just goes through a clump of dust, and when he realises he's pretty much just hit a sandbag, he just gives him a little smile.
Right. Okay.
Can we ask the bloke in charge if whatever knocked 10 bells of shit out of me is?
I mean, speech is a free action, so go ahead.
Here, Balroth. That thing yours?
The armour? No, they brought it along with them.
Oh, thought you wanted in on this. Never mind.
He's just chowing popcorn.
I'm going to hold up a hand for popcorn.
So lizard folk is going to attack. That's a 5. We're still going on Dusty here. A 5 and a 16.
That is a gobful of dirt and some ugly coughing noises. That does not hit.
Damn. Well then, we're up to James.
Okay. Skitata is gonna turn his attention to the big armor thing, and he's gonna start doing a dance with a few moves that in contemporary times would be known as the robot. So he's gonna cast Vicious Mockery, but with a bit more of a miming action than an actual vocal one. If you do want vocal for the sake of it's a vocal spell, then he's just going to go. So yeah, Vicious Mockery against the armour.
For listeners, Vicious Mockery is a save or suck against Wisdom, and on a failure they take 1d4 psychic damage. It has to be able to hear you, but it doesn't have to understand what you're saying, it just knows you're being
Rude.
very rude. You do it, Raspberry.
The mental image of somebody doing the robot to mock you is amazing.
Right, so that's 6 for my spell save.
That would be a suck. So that's
Oh,
2 psychic damage.
2.
And
Okay.
imposes disadvantage on the next attack.
I mean, the problem is that the animated armor is immune to psychic damage.
Ah,
Does it still take the disadvantage?
I would guess so. So, we are back at the top of the order with Dusty.
Okay. I am going to take a swing at the lizard folk, I think. That would be a crit.
That would almost certainly be a hit, and I imagine
7 damage. Against the lizard folk, that's
Lizard, right.
7 damage and then do a double it for a crit. How much of a proportion of... Like, did it look like that hurt?
that. Yeah, there is some wincing going on. A trickle of blood coming from not a huge one, but you can tell that's going to leave a mark.
Okay.
Good job,
my current
Dusty.
theory is, if he doesn't have a jaw, he can't bite me.
Okay, you done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the armor is going to go attacking Dusty again.
What did I do? Apart from start this and
It's literally started this.
hit everyone.
So 10's going to miss, and a 15's going to miss.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Cool.
Delightful. De-groovy. De-gorgeous.
Oh,
Scenic flair.
Delectable.
I'm just trying to remember the whole intro bit to Groovies in the Heart by Delight.
so how bad does Dusty look?
28 out of 35.
Oh,
He's just hitting his stride.
I've definitely seen Dusty in worse shape.
Kinky.
Dee will, with a little bit of disdain, draw their mace. Then Dee will also swing away. Oh, wow.
That is not going to hit.
Are you sure?
We're on. Yeah, 4 is not going to hit, I'm afraid.
That's crazy.
Oh dear, that's a botch.
that is a
So-
botch, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oops. So the Duragar is just going to glare at you, grumble, mutter something, and then enlarge. So they increase in size along with anything they're wearing or carrying. The enlarged Duragar is sized large. It doubles its damage on strength-based weapon attacks. Included in the attacks make strength checks and strength saving throws with advantage. Fun! Which moves us on to the lizard folk, who is looking not great. Not great. Lizard folk is going to try and bite D. 10
Nick, does that hit?
No. Hooray.
and 7. Also not going to hit. Right, moving on to Skitata.
Is it the lizard folk you twatted last round?
Yeah, it's nearly done for. From what I can tell.
Skitata's gonna use Eldritch Blast on the big thing, not the armour. Oh wait, no, not the armour, the big thing that's just been biggened.
Duragar.
I need to make a ranged spell attack.
I'm going to have to get this thought out of my head. The phrase ranged spell attack, all I can think of is ranged spelling, and that being what you do at the opticians when you have to try and read the chart across the room. There you go. That's out of my head now.
Thank you for sharing, I enjoyed it.
18.
Against the Duragar. Okay. Yeah, that's a hit.
Cool, and then it takes 1d10 force damage. 10.
Ooh.
That's about as good as it could have been, despite being larger. Looking a little bit worse for wear there. And Balroth is just... He's actually sort of tossed his first bucket behind him, and he's now going behind the other, chair leg to grab a second bucket of popcorn. There's also a little bag of Skittles in there, just nom.
Is this what happens? Is this what happens at the cinema when you start eating the popcorn during the previews and you didn't leave enough for the main event? You're like, oh, gotta get more popcorn.
It's that scene where there's just a really action-packed scene, and you're just like,
Not even looking down at the bowl of popcorn, you just sort of...
No looking, eyes straight ahead, just focused on the...
Could be anything.
Do it, kill each other. But obviously not saying that, just thinking it real loudly. We're back to Dusty, I believe.
I'd like to imagine that while everyone was busy missing him, like it was just holding his mouth open like a seal hoping for a fish, but just catching popcorn. Like, the level of disrespect is palpable.
There is no popcorn coming his way.
Now, just for a change of pace here, I am going to hit something with my warhammer.
Your warhammer, you say?
My warhammer. I'm going to hit something with it.
Ooh.
I'm going to try and finish that lizard folk. So, nice swagger up with a little twirl to try and bring it crashing down on its skull.
Oh, that is 21. There is no way that is not a hit. Let's roll that damage.
How does 10 grab you?
Okay, so you bring the warhammer, so you've been swinging the warhammer around, right? Yeah.
Whirling it round, like, in circles.
Like Thor.
I was thinking like Poi, but probably.
Okay, so Dusty just spins the poi hammer around, brings it down on the lizard folk's skull. There is this sickening crunch, and his brains just launch out of his ears as just a chunky pink and red liquid, and he just crumples to the floor.
As he falls down dead, he's gonna like point the big end at the Duragar's face, and this is not going to stand. Are you going to run for it, or are you going to stay here and join him?
The Balroth's just like holding the popcorn, just really like, come on, do something stupid. Duragar's just cross. It's not the Duragar's turn though, so it's just gonna spit blood in your face.
Well, interestingly, I've got the cannibal trait, so Dusty's going to enjoy that. He's just going to soak it into his dust, smiling.
Is D close enough to, like, pat Dusty?
Yeah.
Can I pat Dusty and tell him that he did a good job?
Roll to pat Dusty.
Just
give me a straight D20. That is some excellent petting. Dusty can have inspiration.
Aww.
For good pets.
I'm going to say that Dusty does the happy little subby wiggle. You know the one.
I of course I know the one. Right, so the animated armour is going to take a swing at D. 14?
No. Hooray.
And 13.
Nope.
Rolling like garbage now. Whoa. Okay, so that brings us to D.
I'm going to try command on the Duragar now.
So that's a wisdom save?
Correct.
9.
Nope.
What's your command?
I said, grovel.
This large-sized creature that really shouldn't be in this room gets down on its hands and knees and starts cowering at your feet, shuddering. Balroth looks somewhat disappointed. Which moves us on to the Duragar, who's just gonna whimper, but probably in a more gravelly fashion. Then it is the pile of chunky salsa on the floor's turn, so I guess we go straight to Skitata.
I mean, it can gurgle if it wants to gurgle.
I don't think it has its gurgling facilities anymore.
Oh.
Where's the sword we were after?
It's on the back of the Duragar, in a pack.
Is it also now massive?
Yes.
Oh, it would be, wouldn't it? No, well, fuck it.
All the best things in D&D start with, right, well, fuck it.
Skitata's gonna Eldritch Blast the armour thing.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Why did you roll 5d20s?
Because I thought it was +5.
Does 74 hit?
Just take the first one, it was a 19.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Oh god, we're screwed. Book it.
Will you accept the first one of 19?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, does 19 hit?
It does.
19
Yay.
+5.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you let them have the
24
74?
also hits, that's fine.
Oh, good, I'm glad it works like that.
Yeah.
Only 5 damage.
Only 5 damage. Well, there we go. Back to Dusty.
Okay, I'm going to try and dent that armour. Does 23 hit?
It does in fact hit. You guys are rolling really well.
Right. Oh, I only got a 1 + 4. Does 5 bother it? I feel like I'm just bothering it.
It just goes dong.
Alright. I'm going to say that he just backhands it to turn round and, he wasn't trying. He's still cool.
Very cool.
D, what you got?
Does 5th edition have coup de grace attacks? No. Is there any advantage I get for attacking something that's groveling on the floor?
What does grovel actually do?
The grovel command, the wording says...
Target falls prone.
Mm-hmm.
I think you get a attack advantage, don't you, against things that are prone?
Yeah, you get advantage against things that are prone and they have to waste a turn to stand back up.
There's no way I can miss a stationary target. Yes, there is.
Let's see.
It's okay, you've got advantage. Try again.
Oh.
It's the biggest, most stationary object in the room. You still missed it.
Hooray!
Yeah, crit! Whoop, whoop.
Chunky salsa! Just got his throat out. It's fine. We'll grow a new one.
His throat is pointing down, so you'd have to go through his spine first.
Even better.
Also, this is a mace, so...
Well, there you go. Smash the third vertebrae. Or, don't. That's fine.
2 + 1 × 2.
6.
Maths.
Quick maths.
Indeed. Right, so the Duragar is gonna make an attack.
Doesn't it have to stand? Oh, that's the move action.
No, if it needs to move, it would have to stand up first, but it can attack from the floor. So yeah, it just sort of sits up, suddenly more aware of what to do. Oh, bugger. It has advantage on being charmed, and I did not notice that. Oh well. It's going to take a swing at D's knees. D's knees.
The D's knees?
Whose knees?
These
D's
knees.
knees. With a war pick, 15.
Oh, yes, that meets.
7.
Ow.
Right in the knees. Okay, we're back to the splat on the floor. So, Skitata, it you. How do?
Okay, I'm going to try and get more information about this. The sword we were after, was it...
Mhm.
How big was it before it was biggened?
It was about the size of a normal sword.
The short sword or like a two-handled sword?
Somewhere in between.
Okay, another question then. Could Skitata feasibly lift it?
What's your strength? I'd make you make a strength check against it, I think. Yeah, what's your strength?
0 or 10?
I would definitely make you make a check on that to just lift it quickly.
Nah, fuck it. It's funny. Let's do it. Yeah, I can't remember how exactly this will work in terms of, like, turnage. But Skitata is going to use... Also, this is the thing. Can you use touch spells on yourself?
Yes.
You can touch yourself, can't you?
Because you are within touching range. I will yet let you touch yourself, James. It's okay.
Skitata is going to reach deep into his component pouch.
Okay. Sorry.
Where is this component pouch?
It varies.
Is it currently suspiciously near your crotch?
Depends how cold the weather is outside.
And then he's going to sort of throw into the air above him loads of, is that ivy leaves? And then as the ivy leaves sort of fall down, he's gone. Skitata casts invisibility on himself.
Okay.
It's an action, lasts up to an hour, concentration spell. Yeah.
So you throw your ivy up in the air and become invisible.
Yeah.
Dusty, what do?
He's going to exercise his temper on that Duragar for hitting D. Does 11 hit?
It does not, surprisingly. The armour is going to take a swing at D again. That's a 22.
Uh-oh. Yes.
6 damage.
Oof. Okay.
We're on to D.
All
How are
right.
you doing, love?
I could be better. Thank you, but I'll be okay. D will take the opportunity to cast Sanctuary on themselves.
What does Sanctuary do?
I will ward myself against attack. Any creature who targets me must first make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Okay. So the Duergar is going to take a stab at your knees.
Again?
12 attack hit you?
No.
Then that does not matter. Scat, what do?
Skitata is going to try and take the sword, which we're after. What was it?
Wow.
The sword of the
Invisible friend.
Ewemore or something?
That's the one.
15.
Okay. You drag the sword out of the, or start dragging it out of the pack, it's sliding across the Dirigar's scale mail shoulder, but you've managed to get it clear. Are you going to move or stay where you are?
Skitata's going to move as slyly as he thinks he is being invisible without realising that I suspect the sword itself isn't invisible.
No.
So yeah, there's just this great big sword scraping across the floor towards the exit.
Yeah, and as you dragged it sort of off of the Dirigar's shoulder, it just sort of clanged on the floor, which drew everybody's attention to the now moving sword being dragged towards the door.
I'm picturing it being dragged down like a couple of steps one by one, so it's getting extra.
So you're heading for the door with the sword.
Yeah.
Dusty, what do? The sword's escaping.
I am going to run between the enemies and the sword to use up my movement, and I'm going to use the help action to give the advantage on anything they want to do, and he's going to gesture for a D to run for it. I have a plan. Disengage and buck it, love.
Okay. As you start... Are you going to head to the door as well? Yeah. So, as you start heading to the door, you hear the most almighty bang outside. The ground beneath you rumbles. I'm going to need everybody to make a dex check.
A deck check.
Check that deck.
Only my best roll. Wait. Oh, wow.
18.
Okay, everybody's standing up except the Dirigar, who plants further face first into the floor. Somehow.
Face firster.
More face firster. Everyone's rolling fantastically tonight. Well done.
See, this is what happens when you do the first episode of a season of a campaign, is everyone gets their good rolls out the way early, so that everyone can fail when there's actual consequences.
Yeah, next recording will be fucked. Okay, so... Let's see. Dusty's leaving. Arm's going to help the Dirigar up, which brings us back to D. What are you going to do? Your people are escaping. Well, the sword is vanishing on its own, and Dusty is heading out after it.
Dusty has helpfully given me a suggestion, and I feel I must follow.
Okay.
Is Dusty in okay shape? I'm not in okay shape.
Dusty's in good shape.
Okay. Can I make a move action and then cast Cure Wounds on myself?
Sure.
Huzzah. I guess I'll just cast 1d8 then. 6.
So you get 6 points of health back. There is another huge crash. Everyone give me another dex check.
Oh no. Oh.
19 for Skitata.
19 for Duster.
The animated armour that's just helped the Dirigar up clanks to the floor. And the Dirigar just about manages to stay up and starts gathering things. Balroth looks disappointed and concerned by the noises, and is sort of ignoring you and walked off through a door at the back of the room, behind the throne.
As he's starting to leave, Dusty shouts, "Balroth, I'll see you for a friendly, yeah, mate?"
He's ignoring you. He's just going.
Oh, he doesn't want to fight later.
No.
Oh, I'm sad. I'm still going to turn up as if he agreed.
Of course. So. You're heading out?
Yep, Dusty's gonna take the sword if Skitata doesn't fight him on that.
Okay, as you take the sword, it shrinks down to the size of about a normal rapier.
That is fine. What's it looking like? Is it looking like we're out the door?
You're out of the door into the tunnel. You walk down to get in here. The ground is shaking. There is sort of dust coming off the ceiling. Paintings falling off the walls.
Okay.
You just heading out?
Yep, I'm just going to head straight out.
Okay. All together, are you running or just walking for it?
Hustling. Or sprinting.
You're all basically just sprinting down this corridor. There's bangs. You can sort of hear shouting in the distance and screaming. It sounds like the whole town is under attack. And as you finally get to the front door, there's a few soldiers that work for Balroth staggering around, sort of running around in like headless chickens trying to work out exactly what to do. You head out of the main door and the town is just decimated. It's on fire. People are running and screaming. It smells like barbecue in here. There's fire everywhere. Balls of fire are just being thrown across this side of the larger cavern that holds this town in. Roll perception, everybody who wants to see.
Yes.
I crit failed.
Okay, D and Skitata, you can see maybe 7 or 8 humans dressed in white with some kind of blue symbol on their front, and they're throwing spells you've never seen before.
Oh no.
Really ridiculously powerful things. Just these balls of fire and force that just they can throw out of their hands seemingly at will without any, spell components or cooldown time or any limit to the number they can cast. And they are destroying houses and people. And everybody make another dexterity for me. As this ball of fire just comes crashing maybe about 18 feet from you.
Did I crit that?
I got 6.
I got 21.
Okay, Dusty's gonna stagger to the floor. Skitata is just...
I think he just owns it. He's just going to stand there as if nothing's happened.
I like the image that you're skipping.
I like maybe just a little hip wiggle or something. That just it's just enough to absorb all of that.
I got 8.
D, you are also sprawled on the floor with Dusty sort of on top of you. Not for the first time.
Not now.
Dusty tries to style it out as he's doing a bodyguard dive.
As you're getting yourselves up, you can hear this sound like hooves running across the stone, and it's getting closer and closer. And all of a sudden, out of this wall of just choking smoke in front of you, you see 2 large, almost black pigs. One of them's got a ring through its ear, the other one's got a ring through its nose. They look kind of burly for a pig.
Burly for a pig?
Not like those pigs that you saw recently, the steroid pigs. Not quite that bad. But they are hench fucking pigs, and bigger than your average pig. They're quite broad. And they are pulling a plain black carriage being driven by someone of diminutive stature. And it just comes charging towards you, and there is a handbrake turn. The pigs stop and pivot around, and the cart, plain black cart, swivels around next to you, and Brilmara Ironthaw leans out from one side and says,
"Get in, losers!" At which point Brilmara is going to dab and activate colour spray to send colours flying in all directions to try and create some cover for them all to get out. So let's find how effective her colour spray is going to be.
You can't see it, but I've just got the biggest grin on my face right now.
22. So it could have been worse, but there are some colours flying off in all directions.
there is a disco happening
There is
around
a disco
this cart.
happening.
So your big stealth cart being pulled by 2 large stealth pigs that's trying to make a stealthy escape has just gone disco! I love it.
Well, here's the thing. I've dabbed some lights into the air. Sure, temporarily it's going to draw attention to us, but long term, people are going to stay looking at the lights while we get an exit. This is something to distract while we get away.
Okay,
Everyone get in.
Dusty D. Skitata, are you getting in the back of this strange woman's cart?
Just for flavour, I'm going to say she's got a lizard just chilling out on her shoulder.
A lizard? Some sort of small amphibian?
Yeah.
Is there perhaps a surly-looking pseudo-dragon sitting on the other front passenger seat?
There is, in fact, a surly-looking pseudo-dragon chilling there.
So the pseudo-dragon is sitting on the bench next to you with its arms crossed, and it seems to be wearing a Mine Apothecary Courtship t-shirt. It's got, you know how dragons have that little fin across the middle of the head?
Yeah.
It's sort of that, but flat down across one eye.
Wonderful, wonderful. As these people haven't gotten in yet, I'm feeding this little amphibian on my shoulder a little bit of carrot.
Yeah, Dusty's going to get 1 foot in the cart, offer a hand out to help Dee up, and start looking around for Skitata, who's still invisible. Just be like, come on, you daft pillock, get in.
Dee will warily accept, concerned but equally frightened by the fire mess.
It doesn't actually say I can sort of uncast.
You can dispel it.
You can end it, yeah.
Skitata's gone onto the carriage, but is still invisible.
Okay, have you told someone that you're on the carriage?
No.
I'm gonna roll perception. Does a 13 let me know that he's just being Skitata?
What's Skitata's spell save DC? We'll do it against that.
13.
Becky, you heard sort of the squeak of the wood as the cart moved slightly under the weight of an extra person getting on. An invisible person.
Okay, if we've got the all clear, Brilmara is just gunning it, leaving the disco floating in the air behind.
Okay, so you scream like, yeah, and just like flick the reins, and the piggies like just start spinning. They're kicking up some dust as their little leggies go.
Exactly.
We're basically getting piggy wheel spin. Just
Yeah. In order to get that going, there's the sort of crack of the reins, but also fishing rod with some carrot has been put out in front of the pigs.
and oinking into the cloud of smoke and fog in front of you. Just as you leave, this huge explosion happens exactly where you were only a moment ago.
Of course.
And you head off, leaving the smell of barbecue, fire, and a destroyed town behind you. Thank you very much for joining us. I have been the mistress of this dungeon. I am Jane Eris Magnet. I can be found on Twitter and YouTube as Maniac Janiac. I'm on SoundCloud as Jane Eris Magnet, where you might be listening to this now. I'm also on stonemonkeyradio.blog, where I write things, twitch.tv/Janiac, where I stream on Tuesday and Thursday nights, janiac.redbubble.com, where you can get one of my fantastic t-shirts, and patreon.com/stonedmonkeyradio. As little as $1 a month would be super helpful.
Hi, this is Nick, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and stream at the Nick Flair. And if you'd like to read some media analysis and self-reflections that I'm writing, you can follow my blog at storieswithnick.blog.
I'm Laura K. Buzz in pretty much all of the places. Laura K. Buzz on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, that's the one that pays the bills. You can find everything I publish at laurakbuzz.com. That's, freelance stuff, podcasts, videos, written articles, everything ends up there. I've got some books. There's Uncomfortable Labels, which is a book about being gay and trans and on the autism spectrum. It is available now where books are sold. If you want it as an audiobook, it's at laurakbuzzstore.com. There's also Things I Learned from Mario's Butt, which is releasing in October 2020. You can pre-order that now through Unbound. Other than that, I am on Pixel Squirt, which is a video game porn review podcast. I'm on Podquisition, where me, Jim Sterling, and Conrad Zimmerman talk mostly about video games and whether they're perfect or just great, but also a little bit lefty politics. I'm on Dice Funk. I'm on seasons 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's another D&D show. Season 3 is about escaping a rainbow barrier town. Season 4 is about overthrowing capitalism. Season 5 is about space and colonialism. And Season 6, it's about the planes, and we're still sort of working out what the grander themes there are. I think that's everything.
I'm Becky. I can be found as @Becky2ill on Twitter. The last series that we recorded, Badly Designated Heroes, can be found under Curiosity Epidemic on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. We didn't forget to record credits for James, he just doesn't have any social media presence whatsoever.
And we'll see you again sometime. Oh, bye.
Bye. My character got to seem competent before the whole facade falls away.
Yeah.